Hello, general video instructions for Ecodecoder model HU66 generation 1. This is the tool, tension handle that can be flipped, main body of the tool with the key profile and leading channels that will guide you through the procedure, and then through the whole tool there's this small sheet of metal with its thin tip. This is how you actually engage with the wafers inside of the lock. And here is the small guide pin that will help you through the procedure. Now, as you know the tool, let's jump to our lock. And the first step, of course, is to insert our tool inside of the lock. This is how you get the tool. It's folded, but this is not how you should insert it in the lock. As you can see, it's stuck. I can force it out, I can force it inside, but it will cost me this tip. It will bend and it will need to be replaced. We don't want that. So when you try to insert or extract the tool, or guide pin should never be in those channels. It should be all the way back here. So the lever should be pulled all the way out. And now you can safely insert and extract the tool. Now, as you know how to insert the tool, let's find the orientation. I have inserted the tool. Now I'll go with my guide pin to some of the positions, and if I feel the spring, this is the right orientation. Now, if I flip the tool like this and do the same thing, nothing. So let's flip it. This is the right orientation. Okay, now we are in, orientation is right. Next step is tensioning the lock. So a little bit about tension handle. First, it can be flipped even when you are inside of the lock, like this, to use it in your preferable way. Next is amount of tension and how you will apply it. You can apply it just simply like this, or I prefer to do it with a little bit support on the tool. It also helps you with the control, because at some point you will need to release a little bit of tension, and like this you have a lot more control over the amount of tension. Also, amount of tension. First, it should be enough to engage the wafers, but it depends on the lock and on your style of opening. Some locks require more tension and won't even engage the wafers without it. But your tension should not be enough to engage the clutch. This is the safety feature of not all locks have them. As you can see, I can rotate the core, but this part here, nothing happens. Okay. This lock in particular have very stiff clutch, so I'm not worried about it. Now you know how to apply tension and the amount of tension. Let's discuss the next step, and this one is applying tension. And now with the guide pin, I'm going through those channels to search for a stiff wafer. This one is stiff. Those are springy, and as you can see, all I'm doing is very light taps, like this. No force down, because, for example, let's go to the stiff one. With light taps, you can even see that it's stiff, but I can force it down, because the whole lever, it's thin and it can become a spring. and misguide you. So very light taps. This one is stiff. When you found yourself a stiff wafer, you apply a little bit more force here and lightly release the tension. Now it popped and it became springy. This one is stiff. Now here it's stiff and stiff. Always go through all of the levers even when you have set it, because of the anti-picking. Now let's go down. Here it's a little bit more complicated to feel the spring, because here gravity works for you. As you can see, spring just returns my lever. But here you will need to train your fingers to feel this small force that spring gives you. You cannot see it, but I can feel it. This one is actually stiff. No, it's not. This one is stiff. This one is stiff again. I got a little bit of rotation on the whole tool, so we are close. And the lock is open. Now you can read the code of the lock. We are in the open position of the lock. And now to find the code, we'll go through every position and see where our guide pin stops. So for HU66 generation 1, this will be our first position, this here will be second, this will be third, and etc. So first position, lightly push, and this one is first. So first position, code depth 1, second position, code depth. As you can see, when I push it through the spring, this is where you need to read it, you push it through the spring, it stops between 2 and 1, so we will choose the next one. In this case 2 and 1, we'll choose 1. So we have first position 1, second position 1, third position, again it's somewhere between 4 and 3, so we'll choose 3, 3, it's 3, this one is clear 3, as you can see, oh sorry, it's 2, it's clear 2, then we have clear 1, sometimes it will stuck, so you just simply jiggle it around and lightly release some of the tension, clear 2, and this one is between 4 and 3, so yeah, be aware of this also, but it's 4, and this is how you read the code. To extract the tool, guide pin all the way back, lever pulled back, and the tool can be safely extracted. Also, one very important step before starting the procedure, apply a lot of WD-40, insert the tool in the right orientation, and go through every lever to check if it's actually working. And if it's not, just push it. You can even use some tester key that's good to the shallow depth and do it a few times in and out just to work the lock out. This was all. Thank you.